18 hours since I lost the wind vane, and I've been asleep. And you can see it's my Drogue's still out there, which I'm pretty happy for because it's actually heading we're heading in the right direction, and it's keeping me tail onto quite large swell, and I've got the wheel lashed here, and I've been running like this for the past 18 odd hours. We're doing about 4 or 5 knots. Up front here I've literally just still got my storm jib up and running. Yeah, there's the big seas. One of the biggest hazards is actually being down below. If you're not in your bunk, it's a danger area. Everything's moving around so much that just moving itself is hazardous. Anyway, it's early morning here, just on dawn, and also it's freezing. It's got to be, I don't know, it feels like it's like 8 degrees or something like that. I'm seeing more of the Drogue than I was yesterday, which is probably just the boat's going a bit faster than it was yesterday. Well, this storm system should move out of it in about another 6 or 8 hours, but 6 or 8 hours more of this is a fair bit. Sometimes I sort of get a view of that sort of wave there. As it was developing, back 200 odd metres back, and you look at the size of them, the Drogue actually gives you a bit of perspective on the size of these waves. They've got to be, 8 metres, certainly when you're down at the trough of them or up high like this, and you can see where that Drogue is. And that's 300 feet of just the Drogue itself, let alone the line to it. So it gives you a bit of a sense. So to the question, am I scared? Occasionally I see some of those big waves and I just sort of think, oh wow, can the boat take this? But I'm more concerned about just coming through this, the boat coming through it in a way that I can keep going and get to the Falklands. There's no doubt about it, the longer this goes on, the more damage it creates. It's a war of attrition. Bring on the next 6 to 8 hours, let them be finished, and we'll get on with some sailing. The wind speed's about 30-35 with gusts of 45-50. But what I've noticed is the gusts themselves, which don't last for that long, they might last for 5 or 10 minutes, but they bring up the waves. So this is swell. Suddenly you've got a lot of waves around on top of breaking swell. A couple of things, just on the top of my wind vane, the actual vane itself busted. That was a wave that hit that. That's the shorter vane, it's not the big one. It's not like the big one snapped with strong winds yesterday. That was a wave coming off on the side that hit that. Hit that whole system. You can see the bend in that stainless steel tubing. That was from the wind vane fouling with the Drogue. Operator error. Only one to blame on that one is me. Note to self, take the wind vane up before you deploy your Drogue next time, Shane. I'm a bit fortunate in that we're heading east, so that's exactly where I want to go. So this Drogue out here, we're doing about currently 4 knots, but I've got to say I've seen 7 knots going down wavefront still. So, we're making some progress in the direction that we're going. If I didn't have the Drogue, quite frankly, you could talk about heaving to, which this boat does well. It's really hard to heave to with just a storm jib. You need a bit more sail up front, I've probably got enough windage on the boom with my boom bag itself, but I definitely need more windage up front. Then you got the hazard of picking a quiet moment to turn the boat, you know, from a following sea like this, literally into wind, or at least 60 degrees off the wind. Very hazardous thing to do. If you get your timing wrong, you get caught side on with these waves. Big problem. And then my other choice is I've also got on board a para anchor, which would basically moor me nose on, or if I went party style, sort of 40, 60 degrees to the wind. Again, you've got a bit of an issue with that one. It's a complex bit of kit and needs to be set up. I had the Drogue set up on the stern ready to go. I didn't have my para anchor. It would make me stationary, whereas this is actually allowing me to go where I want to go. But the para anchor would be another choice if I was facing this going forward. But as I say, a complex bit of kit and lots of opportunity to get that one wrong for sure. It's got floats, couple of sets of floats, the chute itself, and a lot of line, about the same length of line as this. You know, the chance to deploy that and get it stagged on something on the boat is pretty high. I see my lens are fogging here. Sorry about that. We'll come back.